right, 10:05 on the Fan, and a very good Friday morning to you. The midday show. Joe Beningo, Evan Roberts, 877-337-6666 is the phone number here. To 1 o'clock CMB comes your way. Matt Casey, Ernie Acosta on the other side of the glass. We're live from the Black Bear Studio. Delicious Black Bear Deli Meats and Cheeses, only at ShopRite. Quite an interesting night last night in the NFL draft in Nashville. Quickly, because the Giants are really the story. Let me just say, very fine, very happy with the Jet draft. Got no issues at all. They did the right thing. McCagnon did not get cute. Let me say this, though, bro. I did feel, I know you disagree with this, I did feel the Giants did get a little cute, though, taking Daniel Jones with the sixth pick in the draft.
They did the opposite of getting cute. You know what I mean? And let me preface this by saying,
I don't know if I agree with that, but that's all right.
They wanted a guy and they drafted him. Isn't that the opposite of being cute?
I guess.
Well, isn't being cute, we're going to sit here trying to define cuteness, but isn't being cute saying, all right, we like Daniel Jones, but I think we can get him at 17, so let's take someone else, and then maybe we'll have to trade up if need be to like 12 or 11. But if you identify a guy that you want and you like, that you're in, quote, full-bloom love with, those are Gettleman's words, not mine.
Well, I guess he was.
So then that's not getting cute.
I guess.
That's taking the guy you want.
I'll tell you, I'm happy about it because the last thing I wanted to see was Josh Allen playing for the Giants.
No, I understand.
So when I saw that happen, not only was I stunned, but I was like, okay, fine. And, of course, Coughlin ran to the podium with the next pick to say, give me Josh Allen.
And let me just say this, all right? If I'm running the New York Giants, and I'm not, and that's probably a good thing, though these days I don't know.
You never know.
If I was running the New York Giants, I would have drafted Josh Allen. So I'm not sitting here, and I'm not going to sit here and defend Daniel Jones. Now, the defense I'll give of Daniel Jones is that we should all admit we have no idea what he's going to be at the next level.
He could be the next great, the next Tom Brady. I mean, I have no idea.
Right.
That there's no doubt about it.
And I get
that's
Duke,
why if you're a Giant fan, is aggravated. Let me just say this: is aggravated. Duke gave him Dave Brown. If you want to look at that, but what does that mean?
It means nothing.
Right. But my point is, if you're a Giant fan, you can be aggravated all you want. And I think the majority of Giant fans are not happy about it.
Absolutely.
But you have no idea what this kid's going to be.
No idea. Know. And that goes for anybody in this draft. For anybody taken in this draft, wherever you want to look, whether it is Quinn Williams or Nick Bosa.
We have no idea.
We don't know.
Right.
And so if it was up to me and if it was up to you, number one, from what I saw, I prefer Dwayne Haskins.
I would have took him.
Okay, that's me. That's you.
No, I would have took Haskins. And they got to hope, and let's be honest with this too, because now it sets up this situation in the NFC East with Haskins now with a big chip on his shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
As a Redskin, that the Giants are going to have to live with him twice a year for, however long it works out with him.
The two guys that they passed on at the same position that Daniel Jones plays, one is a tenant, basically, who plays right there in Sam Darnold, and the other's in the division.
Right. That's right.
So if either guy or both guys have success or more success than Daniel Jones, they're in your face.
Yeah, that is true.
They're not far away.
No doubt about it.
They're not in Jacksonville.
Yep.
They're in your face.
Yep.
So I'm not defending the pick of Daniel Jones, but we both said this yesterday, and this is why I completely disagree about cuteness, because I think you even agreed. When Paul Dottino was on, and he's going to join us at 10:40.
Right. He did have him taking Jones, but trading down to 22 to get him.
Right, because he didn't even think it was smart to take him at 17.
Right.
At the end of that interview, what I said and you agreed with is, look, if they love Daniel Jones, don't mess around. Right?
Yeah.
This is the definition of not messing around.
Well,
that's it. That's why I don't buy that argument. You don't have to like this pick. You could think Daniel Jones stinks. That's fine. That's totally fine. Who knows?
I got to be honest. I mean, I can't tell you I saw Duke play this year. So, I mean, I wasn't locked in on Duke football to tell you about Daniel Jones.
Well,
so
I don't know if Dave Gettleman was either.
I don't know.
No, he watched the Senior Bowl.
Now, I understand. I understand that there's a lot of things that appeal to, that Jones appeals to them for. First of all, the connection with the Mannings.
That can't be a reason.
Well,
I'm sorry, it can't be.
And I think the fact that David Cutcliffe, who also coached Eli at Ole Miss, was his coach as well.
That better not be a reason.
Well, I think there's something to it.
Well, whether there's something to it or not, I'm merely saying that can't be a reason. The reason has to be you think he's going to be really good. And Gettleman yesterday, and trust me, you don't have to believe a damn word Dave Gettleman says, because a lot of stuff that comes out of his mouth, he contradicts with his actions. Mm-hmm. He's a politician, and that's fine.
Right.
All right?
He's the only one that's not running for president.
Right. Not yet, at least.
Well, we don't know.
Hey, he may need a job before you know it.
Right.
But his answers yesterday was that he loves him, that he's smart, that he works hard, that he's athletic, and he is more athletic than Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah. No, Haskins wasn't the most athletic guy.
He's more mobile.
He's a pocket passer. That's what he is.
Right. And he loves him.
Right.
That was his answer. He loves the guy. And when asked about the connection to Cutcliffe and Eli, he said, yeah, it doesn't hurt. But that's not the reason. It can't be the reason they took him. What has to be the reason is that Dave Gettleman, right or wrong, and it's going to cost him his job and his legacy around here, whether depending on if he's right or wrong,
sure,
is that they think he's going to be the best quarterback. That's got to be the reason. And that's the reason he gave. And that's why I'm not defending the pick, because I don't love Daniel Jones. We'll see.
Right.
What I'm going to defend, though, and I've heard so much of this over 12 hours, is that I don't have a problem with Daniel Jones. I have a problem that they picked him there. How do you know he's there at 17? You don't know that.
You don't. It is weird, though, how the quarterback situation transpired going down. I mean, I was surprised. First of all, the Bengals, who defy all logic in the world. Nobody defied. Not that I'm knocking Jonah Williams, who's a terrific, supposed to be the best offensive lineman in the draft, who, by the way, I'm hearing they may move to center. But the Bengals defy logic all the time. I thought they were going to take a quarterback. Yep. And then I thought for sure the Dolphins were taking Haskins.
No way.
And they didn't take him.
That I never thought. What I thought was possible is before Denver traded back at 10, was that maybe John Elway.
Yeah, maybe they would take him.
We'll throw another one at the wall.
Right.
He decided not to. The Steelers traded up to get Devin Bush, which seems like a good pick by them.
He's a very Steeler-type guy.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by Cincinnati. I agree with you. Yep. I wasn't surprised by Miami at all because I think it's obvious that the Dolphins are looking at next year.
Yeah.
They're not looking at a quarterback this year. Maybe they'll acquire Josh Rosen for nothing.
It's amazing. It's amazing how the entire AFC East, of course, outside of New England, everybody chasing New England, all took defensive tackles in the first round.
That is true. That is true. But because Dwayne Haskins fell to Washington at 15, right now we can sit here and say, well, Jones would have been there. If you love the kid, but if you love the kid, why would you get cute? I'm going to use your own words.
Right.
Why would you get cute and not take him?
All right. We'll see. I mean,
But didn't you think this yesterday?
I just didn't think they'd take him at 6. I just did not see the 6th pick being Daniel Jones.
No, I didn't see it either. I'm merely saying
I understand what you mean.
If you love the
if you
guy,
loved him that much, then they took him. Well, then they did.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We're going to find out.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know what he's going to be at the next level.
Idea.
None of us do. But that's the argument I'm hearing that I don't buy it. That is the definition of getting cute. The definition of getting cute is, well, we like this guy, but let me see if we can get somebody else. And then we'll get him at 17. And maybe we'll trade back, or maybe we got to trade up.
And I thought
Why would you mess around?
And look, and just going back to I'm not going to disagree with you there. But I'm going to say this. I think if Jones aside, I like what the Giants did. I mean, they got this kid, the kid from Clemson, and all those guys from Clemson went in the first round. I like him. I mean, he's obviously a monster inside guy, 342 pounds. Talking about Lawrence, I think that was a good move there. And then to trade back up into the first round to get the kid from Georgia to play corner. So I thought overall the Giants had a good night.
Well, they
to
definitely,
be honest with you, I did.
They definitely addressed their defense. DeAndre Baker is rated. And again, with all of this stuff,
he
they
was
have
the
to go
first
out and
cornerback taken.
Yeah, and
ahead
he's
of Greedy
rated,
Williams.
And he's rated as the best corner in this draft. So they move up and they have the surplus of picks, so they're able to do it, to jump into the first round and get DeAndre Baker. We know they need a corner. They need a lot of things.
They do.
And, I think the Dexter Lawrence pick is solid.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think there are a lot of Giant fans, like Jet fans, who want a pass rusher, who want an edge pass rusher, which Josh Allen could have been. But Dexter Lawrence certainly is kind of like Snacks Harrison. He's a younger, cheaper version of Snacks Harrison, a guy that can clog the middle. So certainly they've gone about trying to improve this defense. But the story is going to be Daniel Jones.
Of course.
And it's going to be, well, what does he turn out to be?
Yep.
Because 3 years from now, if Daniel Jones is elite or he stinks, whatever he is, it's not going to matter if it was 6 or if it was 17. And I do think it's a little contradictory because we've been consistent the last few years that the Giants need to find the heir apparent to Eli Manning.
Indeed.
Okay, we've all been saying that. Everybody's been saying it. Maybe going about it different ways, but everybody's been saying it. And Paul Dottino would always say, you've got to bang on that desk and know he's the guy. Dave Gettleman's banging on the desk.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's
obviously the case.
I'm watching that press conference he had with Pat Shurmur, and there was some interesting comments and interesting back and forths, and one of the back and forths was with Kim Jones, who's going to join us at 11:30. But clearly, he loves him.
Yeah. Well, look, obviously, you got to love him if you take him at 6. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
He loves the guy.
When the guy was rated like where,
Sure.
So,
and what does that mean, where he's rated?
Well, it doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying. But it was a shocker they took him at 6.
It was absolutely a shocker, but they need to find the heir apparent to Eli Manning. Everybody, I think, has been screaming about that, maybe except for Mike. I think everybody realizes they got to find that guy. And what is going to decide Dave Gettleman's future around this town is if he got this right.
Yep.
Because if he gets it wrong, he's going to be gone. And if he gets it right, there's going to be a lot of egg on a lot of people's faces.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got it right. Do I love Daniel Jones?
Well,
not
we're not
really
gonna
from
know.
what I've seen.
We're not going to know.
But we're not going to know for a few years.
We're not going to know.
I just will defend him for identifying a guy and saying, I'm not going to get cute. I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to take my guy.
All right.
And he did.
All right. Well, look, I'm not knocking him. I'm just surprised by it, to be very honest with you. I really am.
The other thing was Kim, who's going to join us, like I said, at 11:30, asked about, hey, you take this guy number 6. He's going to play. He's going to play soon, sooner rather than later. Now, this is a part of Dave Gettleman not telling us anything and probably BSing us. I don't want to say lie. That's too strong, but BSing us because he BSs a lot. And maybe that's what you have to do as a GM. You just got to BS, right? He said, well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll do the Green Bay model. Maybe Eli will start for 3 more years. Mm-hmm. I took that as a throwaway, you never know it's football comment. If the Giants suck next year, and they may, they probably will. Is that fair to say? Mm-hmm. Daniel Jones is going to play next year.
Yes. Oh, I think he'll play next year. I think they'll be. I don't think he's starting the season as the quarterback. If you got my guess on this,
no, he's definitely not.
He won't start the season. Eli will start, but as the year goes on, and especially if the Giants aren't very good, they'll somewhere in the middle of the year they'll make the transition.
And there will be tons of phone calls for him to play.
Right, there will. But he won't play from day one, barring something that is not unforeseen.
Right. Barring something crazy, right. I agree with you. Eli starts right away. But if they're not good, again. We got calls to this radio station that they have to start Davis Webb, that they have to start Carl Laletta. You don't think there's going to be that same outcry, except 10 times more for the guy taken 6th overall in the draft?
But for me, and I'm not a Giant fan, but just looking at the picture, and this is how I would have liked to have seen this with Darnold last year, kind of ease Darnold into the starting role. And they didn't do that, but that's fine. But that's kind of the way I see this happening. I mean, I think that's the way it's going to be, like he said, the Kansas City model, except I think it's going to be more like the Kurt Warner to Eli model than the Kansas City model.
It may be. And it's funny because Pat Shurmur said something that was awesome. Like, he actually said something that was awesome. He never says anything that's awesome.
Right.
And then
what did he say?
He backed off 3 seconds later. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, I told Eli, keep the guy off the field. Go play well. Keep him off the field. I was like, that's great. Boy, he's challenging Eli. Yeah. So Kim, who's the best at this job, I mean, she really is. She's the best at this. Great. She says, oh, so you challenged Eli. No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, come on.
You just did.
Yeah, come on.
And it was great.
Just admit that you did it. What's the big deal?
And by the way, it's great if you did.
Yeah.
You're saying, hey, Eli, go prove you can still play this. Because let's say, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, let's say Eli Manning has an MVP year last year and the Giants win 12 games. Then you're damn right he's going to be the starting quarterback in 2020.
Of course.
And that's fine.
And then it's going to be far off to Rodgers.
Right.
That's what it's going to be.
That's why that comment wasn't that big of a deal, because what Gettleman is saying is you never know, right?
And the fascinating thing is going to be what Dwayne Haskins turns out to be in Washington, because it's going to be head-to-head. And I'll tell you right now, to me, Haskins is playing from day one. I mean, I what is the alternative? I mean, is Alex Smith coming back from the injury?
They traded for Case Keenum.
Right. Still. Even with that, I could certainly see Haskins playing.
I think there's definitely, Joe, more of a possibility of Haskins playing right away.
I would be surprised.
Yeah, I could see one of those. Case starts at the beginning, and then Haskins takes over.
Maybe
we'll see. But you are right. I mean, it is going to be fascinating to watch.
Yep.
The guy that they passed on, and he took it personal. All you got to do is look at the video. He took it personal.
Oh, you could see he was ticked off the whole time.
He was annoyed.
There's no doubt about it.
And what's great is if you can take that and put a chip on your shoulder. Aaron Rodgers did that. Now, the one thing about Aaron Rodgers, when you remember back to that draft when he fell, is that outside of Alex Smith, who went number 1 overall, there wasn't another quarterback taken ahead of him.
Right.
So it wasn't as if, boy, everybody's passing on me. This is disrespectful. Look at this bum quarterback they took. It wasn't that, other than Alex Smith, who went number 1 overall. It was, hey, no one's taking me. This was, they took a guy ahead of me that I don't think is as good. That's what Haskins is probably thinking.
That's right.
So, if anything, he should have even more motivation than the fall Aaron Rodgers had.
Well, we'll see. I think Haskins is going to be good. Like I said, I didn't see Jones play in college. I'll be the first to say that. I saw Haskins play a lot. I mean, I wasn't locked in on Duke football. I watched a lot of the Big Ten. I watched a lot of Ohio State. I think Haskins is going to be a very good player. I don't think there's any doubt. Maybe I'll be wrong. You never know, because you never know about the draft. But that is going to be a fascinating concept of Jones and Haskins. That is going to be very interesting.
Paul Dottino will join us at 10:40. We mentioned Kim Jones at 11:30. Matt Miller on the entire first round and what will happen today and tomorrow. He'll join us at noon. Your call's next, but Ingo and Roberts here in the midday.